Hi guys, there's something I just want to talk about real quick. It's about some of the boat accidents that I'm seeing online. I think from yesterday in DR Congo and the same day also in Nigeria. I just want to share some tips to help whosoever come across this video to enable you learn how to approach water bodies, and especially for Africans, because it's a fact that we actually take water bodies and even activities around the water for granted. We apply less precautions and we abuse some of these vessels that we actually use for transportation. But if you pay attention in this video, I just want to trash it real nice, and to enable you go through some of these things. Water bodies are just like, if you understand it, if you operate in the water, you can be flexible and easy to go around with, but you still need to obey the rules. There are rules in everything. Even walking on the floor and how to walk on tiles, there are equally precautions. So you can't just be going around the water bodies without observing those precautions, which are very necessary. So I just wanted to get something out from this video today to enable you, and please, from anywhere you're watching, if you find it generous to, you can share this video to a number of persons you can to have a look at it. It can contribute in any ways to them and enable them to navigate through this very interesting part of the world. So what I'd like to do right now is talk about the 5 points that I've written down here, and inside these 5 points are mainly just advice I'm giving to a number of persons that it concerns. I want to talk about the role of the government, especially in Africa, because it looks like the government is not really regulating this part of the world the way they're supposed to do. Yeah, let me seize this opportunity also to welcome you to my channel and to say thank you for stopping by and checking this content. And I would like to say, please, you can support this channel too by giving us a subscription. It's a new channel I'm just trying to grow. Please be part of the community and grow this channel alongside with me, and it will be an interesting journey, because there's a lot that I'll be posting in the channel that will really interest you. A lot of information across the world, anywhere the information comes from, I'll make sure you get it first before any other person. So I would like you to give us a subscription and click on the bell icon, and also like this video and share to as many as you can, because you might not know the lives you'll be saving by doing this. This is very important. Please just be part of the community and do your best you can do for this dying world. Because what I see in Africa, we actually take water bodies for granted. So that's why I'm trying to make this video, to enable you to go through water bodies and still be confident. Let it just look like a normal, your natural world. It's not that hard, and there's no master forever. There are days you can come across incidents that you actually didn't plan for, and that's why it's called accidents. And if you come across them, the environment in the water is different. It's not like on land here, maybe you have a car crash and you stumble like twice and still come out of it. In the water, most times when it happens, it's fatal, and you need to know some basic things and be very confident when you are approaching this water body. What I'm actually talking about, it's not that I'm just doing it to create content. I am somebody who actually grew up in the riverine area. I started approaching large water bodies when I was, I think, about 13 years, 11 to 13 years, within that range. So ever since, I've been operating in the river, or even in large bodies of water. I've been going around. I'm a diver too. I can swim very well. It's not that I'm just telling you because I'm creating this content. No, I swim very well, and I am a boat builder also. I build boats. So everything that I'll be discussing in this subject today are things that I am perfectly proficient in it. Not that I have a certificate to back it up or whatsoever, but when it comes to personal experience and expertise, I am good in it. Based on my view, that's what I actually equally want to introduce to you. And over the years, even as I do all of these things, I don't just approach water bodies with a careless mindset. I still know that it's somewhere, it's a place that is pretty risky. Risky in the fact that it's a different environment entirely. It's not like the normal air you're breathing here. When you go down there and you're trapped or you're in any sort of trouble, it could be fatal in a matter of seconds to minutes. So that's why you don't have to play around water bodies like that. I wept a lot when I saw this video because I learned there were women, children, it's very touching. These are lives we're talking about, human beings. It's gone like that in a twinkle of an eye. That's so simple. So please, it's very important. We have to take it serious. You might not know where you might find yourself tomorrow. That's why this video will be very important to you, so that you can learn the basics, learn how to approach water bodies. It's not like it's quantum physics. It's not that hard, but it requires that mindset to know how to deal with the environment. Even when you're swimming, it's not something of power. Just to know how to balance your body weight in the water to maintain that positive buoyancy that you need to scale through. That's just all it requires, So if you're watching me, you don't know how to swim, I still told you you have a second chance, which is a life jacket. But life jacket will not do it all for you, though you need it, because at least when you're putting on the life jacket, if maybe the people that were on that boat, all of them had life jackets, I doubt if there could be any casualty because they were already close to shore. They were already seeing the people that were at the shore where the boat will be docking, suddenly, boom, it happened. It's very painful. So let's dive into the topics now. Number one, as I said, you need to know how to swim to approach a water body. But if you don't know how to swim, number two is for you, which is insist on having a life jacket. I think this is the area where the government really need to enforce it, make it mandatory, because these things are becoming too much, and it's so painful and very shameful that human beings will be dying in this way in the 21st century. Now, doesn't make any logical sense. It doesn't. I have my own life jacket. Everything I'm telling you about is what, even as I know how to swim, I still have a life jacket. I do with it because you don't know what might be coming up next. So because you can't predict the future, you only know about the present. Even the present, you don't know it all because in split seconds things can change. So that's why we need to abide by this, and also the health of the vessel. This is where it comes to majorly the boat builders, but it's also your duty, you that's about boarding a boat. You should make sure the health of the vessel is in good condition, and there should be a lot of enforcement from the government to ensure that most of these boats that are for public transport should not be dead traps. It's common here, everywhere in Africa you go around. The kind of boats that people are using, it's troubling. No, it doesn't speak well. I know that we are in a poor continent. Africa is a poor continent, but we shouldn't be poor in our mindset too. It should just be a physical thing. When it comes to other ways, we should at least do better. If not, you're heading towards suicide. No two ways about that. It will strictly be a suicide mission you're heading towards if you don't abide, if you don't check most of these things. Just like you want to board a car now. Like me, if I want to board most cars, like maybe public transport and whatsoever, I like checking the tires. Logically, because the tires equally is what gives that buoyancy in the car. When you're on motion, let's say on high speed, and your tire flattens, you're in big trouble. The car can start spinning over, and a lot can happen in split seconds too. So all these things are very important. The same way the car tires are important to the car, in like manner, the health of the boat, the health of that vessel you're about to board to anywhere is very important too. Very important. You take it with seriousness. Now, most boats that they build locally, the materials they use in building that boat, not only the wood, like I think I've been to Makurdi Beach. I've seen some very funny boats there. They're very funny. And some of these local boats they build is same manner in Makurdi, Oron, and some other areas. Even in Lagos, you can still find boats like that. Where normally the binding, what they use in binding the wood, specifically for wooden boat, that's what I'm talking of now. Instead of using screw nails, they don't use screw nails. You understand? I am a boat builder. I build with screw nails, and I know how efficient screw nails are. There's no how you can compare a screw nail wooden boat to an ordinary nailed wooden boat, because as the water seeping through most of those spaces where the nails have gone into, the wood will start rusting. And if you're using just a regular nail that they use, the zinc nail, to nail your boots, as the wood is rusting, the nail will start coming out by itself. It doesn't need a pincer or anything to pull it out. It just starts coming out itself. But if you use a screw nail, if you lock them down, it's locked for life. Except the whole of that wood disintegrates, or maybe with time, though I know there are still occurrences where a screw nail and the wood can actually separate from each other. That's only when the wood has rusted beyond. That aneurysm around the nail must have been really bogus. That's when you discover maybe a screw nail might come out. If it gets into water, that's when it locks. It locks final. On the vessels that they build here around Africa, you will see they will do a wooden frame. The floor of it will be of wood. I think in Makurdi I've seen these boats. The corners, the gunnels, will be roofing sheets. I know it's funny. Yeah, that's it. Roofing sheets. That's what they use. And this boat in particular I'm talking about, there are no side rails or anything to actually give it that strength. They aren't. But they're operating in the presence of inland waterways. They are there, patrolling with their own boats, and they see those kind of boats operating in the water. Nobody does anything about it until when it happens. You start crying. By then it will be too late, because you must have lost precious lives already. These lives I'm talking about, you don't know. Some could be engineers, some could be medical doctors in the future, like most of those children that drowned in this DR Congo boat accident. You could count any profession. So in fact, that's what the country is losing. They're not just losing the number of heads you're counting that drowned. They are losing the future professionals that are supposed to be of great assistance to humanity. So we have to start doing something about it, seriously. I know in Africa, there's this common idea, whenever it happens, they will say, oh, it's a spiritual, this or that, and so on. They try to douse it, and there's no moral lesson to go home with. Because why? We've refused to face it squarely and look at it the positive way. There's nothing spiritual in boat capsizing. There's nothing spiritual as someone drowning in the water. These things happen everywhere in the world. When you have maybe natural disaster, okay, like now talking of Hurricane Helene, that's currently happening in the US. These people are not even in a boat, they're in their homes. A natural disaster, water can come and you get caught up and you become a victim. That's why swimming is very important. I'm going to create, I think because of this particular topic, I'm going to create a separate channel that will be for swimming training. I think I really need to get into that. Very important. If you support this idea, you can comment in the comment section. Let me know. I will make it it will be very interesting. On the swimming tour, we could do spear fishing there. We could do normal hooks and all of that. I'll create a separate channel outside this one. This is it. We need to learn these 3 things. You know how to swim? Make sure you have a life jacket. Third, the health of the vessel. Very important. Health of the vessel for you that is going to use that vessel to anywhere you're going, because your life is precious. Most of these guys that captain most of these boats, the local boats too, some of them know how to swim already. So whenever it happens, they'll just leave you, because there's no how you can rescue that mass number of people single-handedly. You can't do that. And even if you know how to swim, there's equally precaution whenever someone is drowning. Don't just swim towards that person to go and pull out that person. Both of you will be going down. There are equally tricks that you can use to rescue people. I have rescued a number of persons too, at least within my time in this field. I've rescued a number of persons too in the water, so I know how difficult and how challenging it could be, But you just need to know. You just need to learn most of these things. They are not hard. It's not, just like I said, it's not quantum physics. It's not any of that, you know. If you know them and if you know how to maintain your buoyancy in the water, I think you have an upper hand. Learning how to swim is very important. You need it. As a human being on the planet, you need it, especially now where global warming, climate change and all of that is really posing a lot of threats to the world. Most areas that have never seen water before, they are having a lot of challenges, natural disasters. I think they are heading towards their peak now. So you really need to know how to swim. You need to learn. If you don't know how to swim, make sure you enroll in a swimming class. You could go to some of those swimming pool sites, swimming pool instructors. I believe some of them, there are a number of areas. In most of the cities you are, do it. You can be very powerful in the society. You can be very strong physically. You can lift 300-pound weights. If you don't know how to swim, you're like a little chick. You really need to get yourself equipped. That is very important. If you have it, better for you. And if you don't, there's still hope. You can still learn. But in case of emergencies, that's why you need to learn the actual swimming practice yourself. Learn it. It's very important. If you learn it, and if you're a professional in it, and with a life jacket, you stand a higher chance of survival anywhere, any day, anytime. You know, whether it be a natural disaster or involved in a boat accident or anything, you still stand a 100% chance of surviving it perfectly. You know, so that's why I said I should make this video to encourage you. You don't have to be scared of water bodies. They're just like normally you're walking on dry land. Your real world. If you learn it much, you can actually enjoy the environment. It's fun. It's fun to be there. It's like walking on space. You know, if you have the experience, it's fun. Seriously. So, to cut this video short, we need to go to the other points. You know, overloading. You will be an accomplice if you just stay there, stare at the boats. It's been overloaded. You still allowed yourself to be added on top of it. You know, it's like seeing a fire. Decided to jump right straight into it. And mind you, in a scenario just like what happened in DR Congo as that boat was capsized, just this way. Even if you know how to swim in the midst of those hundreds of people, you know, normally when you're in a crowd and everybody is trying to run, a stampede, it occurs everywhere. It applies equally in the water. It does. Whenever you have so much persons at the same time falling into the water, everybody will be scrambling for safety. So anything you can take hold of or you can grab on, even if you know how to swim, if someone doesn't know how to swim, get a hold on you, you cannot free that grip, no matter how powerful you are, because he's seeing it as his only chance of survival. He's going to grip it with his whole might. Thereby, if you're not careful and if you're not tactical enough, you end up drowning with them alongside. So this is very important. Overloading is bad. Not having a life jacket is bad. Not knowing how to swim is bad. You see, all of these things are red flags. So start working on how you can settle a lot of it now. Please, just start doing something about it. You shouldn't allow yourself to be loaded in an overloaded boat. No matter what, no matter how late you're running, no matter how important the place you're going is. Follow these precautions. I think the government should be the one that will really enforce this particular one perfectly, which I will get into that. I'll talk about the government, the role of the African government too, in some of these things. Me, I see them as people who are culpable in most of this tragic ending of very precious lives. It's probably happening because they don't have value for the citizens. The same way they rig elections, they loot your resources, they deprive you of basic amenities. So it doesn't matter whatsoever happened to you, but nobody can tell. You cannot tell. Maybe one day it's their own children that will be caught up in a situation like this, and they need to start doing something about it. Yeah, please do well also to leave your comments and your contributions on the comment sections, because there are a number of persons that might actually watch this video, and maybe what I'm covering in this video might not be everything that you need, because I'm actually trying to make it real quick and short. and in your comment, you can actually chip in some of your contributions to assist those who are watching this video. That will be reading the comment section to learn many other ways. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to enable you get more of our updates as we bring you news across the world. You can also like, share. Bless you.